The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic display flickered to life. Ambassador Mia Chen stood before the assembled representatives of 47 alien species, her hands clasped behind her back, her expression unreadable. The Council had summoned humanity to answer for their aggressive expansion into contested space. They expected groveling. They expected fear. They would receive neither. Humanity, began Chancellor Zelther, his crystalline form refracting the ambient light into rainbow patterns. You have been called before this council to explain your unauthorized construction of what our intelligence suggests is a weapon of unprecedented scale. We demand immediate cessation of this project and full transparency regarding your military capabilities. Mia allowed herself a small smile. With respect, Chancellor, humanity doesn't answer demands. We respond to requests made with courtesy. She tapped her datapad, and the chamber's central display changed. But since you've asked so nicely, allow me to introduce you to the UHSF Prometheus, our Titan-class battleship. The hologram materialized, rotating slowly. Gasps and clicking sounds of distress echoed through the chamber. The ship was massive beyond comprehension, 30 kilometers from bow to stern, bristling with weapon systems that made the Council's finest warships look like children's toys. This, hissed the Vortic representative, his reptilian features contorted in what might have been fear or anger. This is an abomination. No single vessel should possess such destructive capability. You're right, Mia agreed, her voice calm. It shouldn't exist, but you made it necessary. 3 months earlier, Kevin Torres had stood on the observation deck of the Prometheus, watching construction drones swarm over the hull like metallic bees. As chief engineer of humanity's most ambitious project, he'd spent 5 years of his life bringing this Titan to life. But the weight of what they'd created haunted his dreams. Having second thoughts, Captain Sarah Okonkwo had asked, joining him at the viewport. Every day, Kevin admitted, we're building something that could glass entire planets. That's not who we're supposed to be. No, the captain agreed. But after what happened at New Kyoto, after watching the Genre Armada reduce our colony to ash while the Council deliberated on whether to intervene, we can't afford to be defenseless anymore. Kevin remembered. He'd lost his sister in that attack along with 2.3 million other humans. The Council had expressed their deep concerns and promised an investigation. By the time they'd finished debating, the Genre had claimed the system, and humanity had learned a brutal lesson. In the galactic community, mercy was reserved for those who could enforce it. The weapons array is complete, Kevin reported, shifting back to business. The Nova cannons alone could split a moon. The quantum disruptors can tear holes in space-time itself. And the shield generators ... double quotes. He paused, shaking his head. Captain, we've created something that could stand against an entire fleet and win. Good, Okonkwo replied. Because one way or another, we're going to make sure humanity never has to beg for protection again. Back in the Council chamber, Mia continued her presentation. The Prometheus represents humanity's answer to a fundamental problem. For 70 years, we've participated in this council. We've followed your laws, paid our dues, and trusted in the system. And what did we receive in return? She pulled up images: burning cities, shattered stations, refugees fleeing in overcrowded ships, betrayal. She answered her own question. When the Genre invaded New Kyoto, we petitioned this council for aid. We invoked the mutual defense protocols that supposedly bind us all. And you debated. For 3 weeks, you debated while our people died. Chancellor Zelther's form dimmed slightly. The situation was ... complicated. The Genre claimed provocation, and we needed to investigate. Mia's voice cracked like a whip. There was nothing to investigate. They wanted our world, so they took it. And you let them, because humanity wasn't strong enough to matter. She advanced toward the Chancellor's platform, and several species representatives visibly recoiled. Well, Chancellor, I'm here to inform you that humanity matters now. The Prometheus is operational, and she has 6 sister ships under construction. The chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives shouted over each other in dozens of languages. The Vortic delegation began broadcasting war hymns. The peaceful luminose species retreated into their protective shells. Silence. Chancellor Zelther's voice boomed through enhanced speakers. When order returned, he addressed me directly. You speak of a fleet of these ... These dreadnoughts. Surely you understand this is an act of aggression. The Council cannot allow. Mia interrupted. Let me be perfectly clear about humanity's position. We don't require your permission. We don't need your approval. The Titan-class program will continue regardless of this Council's opinion. She returned to the central platform, her voice dropping to a deadly calm. However, we're not unreasonable. Humanity proposes a new treaty. Any species that signs will receive our guarantee of protection. Attack one of our allies, and you face the full might of humanity's fleet. In exchange, we ask for fair trade agreements and genuine cooperation, not empty promises. And if the Council refuses, asked a delegate from the aquatic Kelva species. Mia's smile was sharp. Then we'll do what humanity has always done. We'll protect ourselves and our friends, and everyone else can fend for themselves. But understand this, the galaxy has changed. Humanity will never again stand defenseless while bureaucrats debate our right to exist. Kevin watched the Council proceedings via secure feed from the Prometheus's engineering bay. Around him, the ship hummed with barely contained power fusion reactors generating energy that dwarfed most stars, weapon systems that could rewrite the laws of physics, and shields that had laughed off everything the testing range could throw at them. She's giving them hell, commented Lieutenant Park, one of the weapons officers. Someone needs to, Kevin replied. He pulled up the tactical display, showing the Prometheus and her current position hovering in neutral space just outside the Council station. Every sensor locked on the facility. If they tried to detain Mia, if they made any aggressive move, the Council would learn firsthand why humanity had named this ship after the Titan who stole fire from the gods. The comm crackled. All hands, this is Ambassador Chen. We're concluding negotiations. Prepare for departure. Kevin felt tension drain from his shoulders. They done it. Humanity had walked into the lion's den and walked out on their own terms. Engineering. Status report. Captain Okonkwo's voice came through. All systems optimal. Captain, Kevin responded. The Prometheus is ready to take us home. As the massive battleship turned toward human space, its engines igniting like a newborn star, Kevin understood what they'd truly built. Not a weapon, though it was certainly that, but a declaration. Humanity would no longer beg for a seat at the table. They'd brought their own table, and it was 30 kilometers long,